It sounds like an adventure.
I was shocked you beat me here.
Oh, you found the books.
I kind of screwed it up.
That's what I said.
So wait, where are you going?
Well, I mean, it's a big question, right?
We could use it as a cutting board.
That's it. Final said.
Gods, they're just like us.
Right, Dorian?
We're poor. Sorry.
Pay up, dummy.
I know what I'm good at.
See, Deadstone Clef on page 53.
You're talking about me, right?
We'll help you.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Welcome to the Copper Cup, Mari.
To those we've met and to those we've lost.
You're here.
Here.
So you're not looking for money.
Welcome back to Dice Shame. This is Season 2, Episode 1, A Fresh Start.
MVP this week is Roanoke, who's been live blogging their listen on our Discord. Thanks for joining us, Roanoke.
Thanks, Roanoke. This week, we'd like to celebrate Dice Shame officially joining the Rusty Quill Podcast Network.
Woo!
We are so proud to count ourselves among the incredible shows already on the network, and we're looking forward to saying hello to some new listeners. If this is the first time you're joining us, this is a serialized actual play podcast, so you may prefer to start at Episode 1, or not, your choice. Regardless, thank you, Rusty Quill, for adding us to your stable of shows.
All right, should we get down to business?
Let's do it.
Hello and welcome to Episode 1 of Season 2 of Dice Shame. My name is Joe Guthrie, and I'm the DM of this lovely actual play podcast, which is increasingly loosely based around the Dungeons & Dragons Storm King's Thunder campaign.
Increasingly loose?
I'm wildly proud to announce that we're the newest member of the Rusty Quill network of podcasts.
Hell yeah.
If you're new to the show, you might prefer to start at the actual Episode 1 because there's a ton of amazing content to absorb. But if you just hate that idea for some reason, this is a great place to start.
If you're impatient and enjoy walking in movies halfway through, like a child who doesn't know what's going on,
We're going to make it easier for you by introducing ourselves here for a minute. Folks, let's just go around the table.
Hi, my name is Harlan Guthrie. I play Red-Handed Robin, but in real life, I do a bunch of audio work, and I edit this show, so I'm going to make myself sound really good during this intro.
What kind of effects are going to be here? It's going to be a whole nother level.
Yeah.
I really enjoy long walks on the beach, and, you know, my Episode 1 intro is terrible as well, so this will just be that.
I should have listened back. I don't remember what I say.
But that's the reality of me. But yeah, I make a podcast called Malevolent. It's an audio drama also on the Rusty Quill Network. If you like spooky things, check that out because it's pretty spooky. But for now, I'm playing this and I'm having a damn good time doing it.
Aw, that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Hi, I'm Rob Diabald. I'm an engineer in real life working in the glamorous world of wastewater. I played Jack Page, the scion of the House of Wands, a fabulous wizard, half-elf dude.
And you have new glasses.
I do.
Yeah, you're looking great, Rob.
Thank you. Yeah, I
Describe it more
Is that
for the
a shirt
audience.
too? This is an audio medium.
And you've got chops going as well, Rob.
I have chops going.
They're mutton chops. They're like
The face is going out of control. It's true.
getting quite impressive, actually.
You just got roasted for no reason.
Yeah.
No,
Your
you
face
could be.
is out of control.
Whatever you're doing over there
Got you.
on your face.
You said it was out of control. I said I liked them. My name is Alex Guthrie. I am the third Guthrie now in this podcast. So
Ooh.
now we officially outweigh the non-Guthries in this podcast. I am by day an insurance broker. Yes, this is why I do D&D in my off time. Because in Dungeons & Dragons, I am this dwarven warrior fighter named Doran Aktul Ironfist.
Is that German for warning?
I don't know. No, it's a dwarven name, not German.
Achtung.
Doran is the son of Dwalin, who's the father of Fundin, who was the father of Farron, and his father Borin. So I'm in a long line of dwarves.
Boring.
As you all know, right? Doran's an experienced warrior and soldier, recognized for his involvement in famous battles. He was taught from a young age to be a skilled blacksmith, and he recently lived a humble life deep in his homeland of the Grey Peak Mountains.
Aww. Who wrote that biography? Was that Doran
I had
writing
to.
about himself? Or?
That was me. That was me a long time ago.
Alex.
That was
As
that
an
was
insurance
Alex.
broker?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Alex,
Whoa,
the insurance broker.
alter ego can write?
Yes.
On
yes.
company time, it's
Very
really easy.
well.
It's on the letterhead.
From the desk of.
Son of Boren.
Gotta call Vistaprint.
Hello. My name is Alex Nursall, and I am the second Alex on the podcast. Good luck with that. And I play Mari Mian, who is the water genasi druid. On the show, I am kind of a mystery because I am the newest member of the cast. So everyone else knows as much as you guys do. And
But who are you in real life?
in real life, I also work in audio. I am a casting director and voice director, and I work on the podcast Park Till Haunt, which is a horror fiction podcast that I co-created, co-write, and am also on as an actor. And it's very fun. Go give it a listen if you feel like spooky stuff.
Absolutely.
Do it, cowards.
Stream Park Till Haunt on my SoundCloud.
As you may have guessed from my change of last name, I'm married to the incredible Harlan Guthrie.
That's me.
I love D&D. I'm also a blood scientist. I do blood bank technology by day and by night.
Not a vampire. Hashtag.
No, do not.
That's exactly what a vampire would say, though.
I study blood all night long.
Blood scientist is the coolest job.
Well, it's the pause before I'm a blood scientist.
Yeah.
You know.
This is how I draw your blood. Give me your arm.
Hey, Joe, I'm just going to have to get you to sample. Sorry. What?
People
I'm
love
just
it when
enjoying
you
my
make
juice
that
box.
sound, right? On podcasts.
Ah, whatever. They'll get used to it.
I don't really know how else to describe myself. Is that
GM
kind of
extraordinaire.
sad that people are like, well, this is what I do for a living?
It is
Or is
sad.
that just kind of a symptom of being like mid-30s?
No, you're great.
All right, cool.
Let's not depress this intro.
We don't need to get too introspective yet.
Nobody
we can save
really
that for
wants to
episode 3
know.
or 4.
I really enjoy solving mysteries. Like I like escape rooms, and I like escape room related board games.
I mean, I tell people that I'm into F1 and their eyes just glaze over. So I'm like,
I
Oh.
just did it 1 second ago. It's like,
We should redo this and just tell all lies. By day, I'm a vehicle mechanic.
That's
I do work
I'm
on.
a pilot.
Hold on. I want to hear Alex name one thing about a car.
it's still losing out to blood scientist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Blood.
You should have
scientist.
picked like vehicle reanimator, like you make
Yeah,
Transformers.
I'm a Frankenstein doctor by day. I enjoy digging up
By night, I'm an
brains.
actual Frankenstein.
By night, I'm a Frankenstein. I love that, by the way. When you say that, Frankenstein, then people go, oh, it's actually
actually-
the name of the doctor. And you go, ah.
That's how you figure out who you
Yeah,
shouldn't
that's
be
how
having
you-
a
yeah, that's
conversation
real
with.
I mean,
That's when you realize you're at D&D table.
there's levels of pedantry for sure.
That's right. That's right.
So this is Rob, as he scratches out, correct them after the stream on one use of
I mean,
Frankenstein.
Rob's at the top.
Don't need to do this.
Rob's just furiously tweeting on stream currently.
You'll never guess what they said on this episode
There's
of
times
Dice
to be a pedant where it's kind of fun and interesting, and it's times where you're just trying to be a jerk who's one-upping somebody, and don't do that.
Yeah.
I think an amazing question is like, what is like the most pointless thing you're pedantic about? Because mine's like the difference between a gargoyle and a grotesque.
Oh.
What? Clarify.
One, a gargoyle, to be a gargoyle, also has to be a water spout. If it's just like a
Oh.
little spooky guy on the side of a building, it's a grotesque. It's just a statue.
Wow.
So if it doesn't have that water spout, it's not a gargoyle.
I think you just broke a lot of people's worlds.
There was a TV show about it that was totally wrong.
So
Yeah,
that,
they weren't spitting water at all. It should have been called grotesque.
Usually.
they were fucking spitting water at all. What the hell is this bullshit?
Dear
These
Disney.
grotesques.
Dear fuckheads.
In the 90s.
How dare you?
And that's the most unrealistic thing about
Yeah, the Hunchback Notre Dame lied. The entire thing, it's a lie. They weren't gargoyles. They were
gargoyles in that?
grotesques.
Yeah, of course there are.
Oh, yeah.
They
Of
should,
course
they should have
there
been leaking water at all times.
Anyway, should we play some fucking D&D?
Yeah,
do it.
let's do it.
Yes.
Ow!
Yeah.
The continent of Faerun is ancient and wild. To the east, a sprawling desert churns and shifts, deceptive and unknowable. To the west, its sister, a vast sea, waves like the deep blue dunes, and just as impenetrable, just as mysterious. The lords of these boundaries, and of the lands between them, have been warring since the writing of history began. Great worms, primordial dragons, possessed of profound magic and cunning, and their natural adversaries, their only true and worthy opponent, giant kind. Matched not only in size, but also in avarice, ambition, and power, giants and dragons have rent the earth and bled the skies out of their hate for one another, over and over again through the centuries. There's a chill on the air now, the familiar taste of this feud. Even the simple, small folk of Faerun can tell something is happening. Standing on the frosted deck of a tall ship coming into the harbor of Waterdeep in the late afternoon, even among those who have seen it 100 times, the view is one of the marvels of Faerun. A cosmopolitan city composed of soaring cathedrals, strong defensible walls studded with busy markets, 4-story shops and apartments that lean conspiratorially over alleys slushed with filth and grime, and the paned glass solariums of stately villas. Most buildings turn their fair faces toward the west, out to the sea spray and to the setting sun, painting the splendid place in dusty orange hues. One such building is similarly painted, seeming to blush with afternoon light, a 3-story tavern on a corner overlooking the dock ward in the harbor. Its windowsill planters are clotted with snow. Icicles hang from the tile hung above the front door, the sign painted in a confident hand and showing the 9 of cups, the Copper Cup Fest Hall. The door swings open to permit a customer, and we see that the Copper Cup interior has been decorated for the midwinter season with hundreds of taper candles on standing candelabras, mounted in pools of cooled wax onto attractive glass dishes, clustered in groups of 5 and 8 and 14, and a server is moving around lighting them, the glow gradually competing with the horizontal light of sunset. The bar is somewhat busy, though the staff has the casual competence that comes from being well-trained and well-paid, the happy babble of clients creating its own contented hum. Through another set of doors, into a warm back parlor, a quartet of musicians is chatting with one another, their instruments slung casually across their bodies or close at hand, one sitting down to mend a broken string. Across the room, we see 2 men regarding a stack of paintings leaned up against the wall. The human man, Torrin Cheldrick, early 40s, with lovely chestnut hair and a dusting of carefully groomed stubble, moves with grace and confidence. This is his fest hall. He's thoughtfully pawing through the paintings and selects one, dragging it out and holding it up to you for your inspection, Jack. Rob, who are we looking at?
Yeah, you are looking at famed archaeologist Lord Johannes Yveben Page, known as Jack Page to his friends, the half-elf scion of the House of Wands, turning to his partner and best friend, Torrin. I'm sorry, it's a forgery. Like you can tell.
No.
This
The merchant assured me this was authentic. See here, in the corner, the signature, so distinct, it says Regan.
Right. No, and it's a perfect copy, but you have to look at the ink. It's silver dust, and Regan was not using that kind of ink. You can tell because of the way it's bleeding in the page. It was put down afterwards and lacquered over to make it look old. But
are any of these real?
I mean, we should find out the forger's name because they themselves are an artist. This is pretty great.
The frames are great. They're like...
They're gilt, I will say that.
Jack Page is a tall-ish 5'6", fairly lanky, mid-50s half-elf. He's dressed for field work. For a noble from Waterdeep, that means a shirt that's way too fancy and a tie and a jacket. And he's got some adventuring gear always close by, bags and a book and a wand that's never too far. And, of course, his golden retriever familiar running around his legs and through the bar trying to get scraps from anybody who can sort of sneak something off of.
I have this piece too. I think this is an Ibrian Blasso. I think the colors are lovely, but he only paints gourds.
Oh, this is a fabulous gourd, but it does leave you feeling somehow warm and fall-like. And certainly in midwinter, it makes me wish we were a few months earlier, so...
Torin nods a bit distractedly. I trust you'll make the right call, Jack. Excuse me for just a minute. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
And his eyes dart sideways toward the sound of gruff cursing and the grating teeth of a saw in hardwood. By the roaring hearth, carpenter's tools are set out in a jumble, and sawdust has created small drifts here and there as an ill-planned bit of DIY furniture repair is going on. Torin's attention is pulled here as inexorably as a trout on a line, and he stands over a short figure who is bent over some work. Alex, who do we see?
You're talking about me, right? I'm not sure how tall the water genasi is. That's all.
You would be the short character who's doing a bad job.
Short
at
Alex
sawing
and
wood
tall
apart.
Alex.
Yeah, as I say, you do realize I'm a blacksmith, not a carpenter, right? Okay,
Well,
so
that's why you're doing a bad job.
right. So bent down over top of this, half-built bench is this dirty, very smelly dwarf, and he is butchering this whatever he's building.
I don't understand. This is ridiculous. Nothing here works the same way it does in a forge. You can't mash it. You can't bend it. You can't heat it. This is just silly. You gotta cut everything here.
I
Cut it
just
all.
asked you to even the legs a little bit.
Well, I started on that
One's
corner,
like 3 inches, one's like 10.
and then it went too short, and so I had to move over to this corner, and then I was sitting on it, and I felt a little too tall, so then I thought, well, if we bring them all down, well, I mean, it'll make a nice footstool.
Jack's just cramming like coasters under it. Like you're at a Kelsey's.
Doran stands up, and before Torin is this 4'6", muscle-built, reddish-brown hair, kind of brown skin dwarf, and his hair is all matted and full of dirt and dried blood, and his face.
We've been here for a week.
You've been here for a couple days for sure.
Self-care, and you
I
notice
don't bathe.
as soon as Doran bathes, he's gonna get messy the very next minute. So
He's
Why
like a
bother?
toddler.
and then today he's been emptying out the fireplace.
Why do the dishes or laundry anyways? They're just going to get
Right?
dirty again.
Exactly.
I know this guy.
Exactly.
I do appreciate your help.
Well, as long as you appreciate it, I mean, I kind of screwed it up. I mean, I'll tell you what. Next time I'm around a forge, I'll put you together a really nice custom steel bench. What was this? Was this a bench or was this a table?
It was at one point.
It was a bench.
Yes, it was
Oh,
a bench.
well,
you know what?
okay then.
I'll talk to Mascar and see if we can't get it
I'm sure.
refurbished at some point. And it's like this beautiful antique piece, and the legs are just
My
fucking
mid-century
gone
modern
now.
furniture.
There's a door propped open that leads out back, where we see a narrow alley hung with a few lanterns. Most of the slush out here is cleared away by the industrious employees of the tap house, and several of the kitchen staff are relaxing out here in the cold air before the evening dinner rush. An arrow sings down the length of the alley and embeds itself deeply into the far side, where a wooden door has been defaced with simple daubed paintings, the arrowhead quivering in the pupil of the eye of a cartoonish, slavering froghemoth. The creature who loosed the arrow stands cavalierly beside the cooks, knocking another arrow. Harlan, who is this creature?
This is Red-Handed Robin, a tabaxi. However, he has no ears, no tail, and he looks more like a fox than anything else. Why he has no ears and no tail is a mystery to this day. They are clearly severed from long ago.
150 episodes later, and
You'll learn eventually
no
when
one's
you've earned
fucking
it.
asked you.
He is wearing a metal pauldron over his left arm, the one that holds the bow forward, his right to hang back. He's wearing similar garb to that of Kevin Costner in Prince of Thieves, a long scarf, sort of green Robin Hood-esque clothing, a breastplate, as well as a long flowing robe with patches, some of which are missing. And he turns towards one of the kitchen staff and says, that's 3 silver, because I hit it in the eye.
It's not fair.
What do you mean not fair? You made the bet. You said the eye. Pick another place. Pick anything.
Up there, he points. There's a balcony with a flower pot, just barely balanced on the edge of a railing, maybe 60 meters away.
Oh, you want me to hit that flower pot?
Double or nothing.
60 whole meters away. Oh. Red turns around and makes a face. Oh, I don't know if I can do it. He turns and aims the arrow directly at the pot, and then aims it much higher and lets the arrow loose. And it totally misses. Just whoosh.
Everyone bursts into roars of applause and anger. Obviously, other people were placing bets on whether or not you would be achieving this target. All right, pay up, you.
I guess I did. I guess I did. Oh, wait a minute. And Red gestures up to the top as you see the arrow coming back down from the trajectory that he shot
right,
it.
The bottom of the parabola.
And it hits right through the base of the flower pot, pinning it, but dirt falls down the side, just littering down to the alley, and then the whole thing just topples over and smashes. Guess I didn't miss after all. Pay up, dummy.
The inner door to the back salon is kicked open, and a shaft of dying light illuminates the mahogany-colored fur of a female tabaxi. She clearly resembles Red in a familial way, but with the intelligent swiveling ears and a lashing tail, and a pink scar still freshly lanced on her cheek and jaw. She's wearing a light blue tunic tucked into leather riding pants with a strung bow and quiver on her back, a long belt knife sheathed at her waist, and several heavy-looking books tied in a bundle in her arms. I was able to find most of the ones on the list, except the topography of southern Faerun, the extended travel journals of Busy Fizz, the Well-Heeled, and Bird's Eyed View, the guide to the Grey Peaks, which is apparently an extremely rare volume.
Oh, you found the books.
Oh my gosh, Dorn, what are you doing to that chair?
Well, I was just trying to balance it out, but...
Where's Dad?
What do you say we just remove the legs altogether and we could use it as a cutting board?
Doran walks up with this stubby cutting board thing.
Mm-hmm.
This table with 2-inch legs.
She looks over at Jack as Red comes in through the door.
Hey! Oh, you missed it, B. Remember yesterday when we pulled that old hustle, you coming in and doing the thing like you didn't know what you were talking about, and then we made double the money? I made half as much without you. Where were you?
I'm sorry. Jack had me running all over town doing...
What?
See, Deadstone Clef on page 53. It's right
Jack,
here.
She's an adventurer of her own merit. Stop giving her duties like she works for you.
No,
Did he at least pay you this time?
He didn't, but I appreciate that I'm contributing, you know. I said that I wanted to come and be an adventurer.
An adventurer isn't doing Jack's bidding. That's our job. You should be having more fun.
An aproned hostess enters and gets Torin's attention. Excuse me, sir, there's someone to see you. A woman named Mari? I've set her at the bar and left her with a drink. Shall I ask her to wait?
Mari? Did you say Mari?
Yes, sir.
Jack,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
What?
Wait, you said Mari! Oh!
Alex, who do we see sitting at the bar?
There is a tall water genasi just sitting at the bar. She's got a small drink in front of her, and she's just kind of swishing it around, just kind of waiting for someone to come in. She knows she's looking for somebody, but she's not sure who he is. She's blue-skinned with dark gray hair, wearing a long mid-thigh leather coat that's open, and tall leather boots. And everything's got a little bit of floral embroidery on it. And she's just sitting there waiting, and there's a little thing of unopened flowers in a vase, and she's just kind of fussing with them, causing them to open.
Oh, that's cool.
Every time she sort of pick ones up, the flowers bloom, and she just puts them back.
Cool.
I love Druid craft. I want it in real life.
Would be good.
And Red bursts out from the back door and he says, Mari! And he runs over and he hugs you off the top stool.
And she just grips the side of the bar and just braces herself and just goes, oh my God.
Hi!
Red, hi. I didn't think I'd see you again or this soon.
No, I ended up coming back directly after you and I talked pretty much.
I'm shocked you beat me here.
Yeah, well, we have teleportation things that Jack does.
Mari just takes a little notebook out and writes teleportation, get it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me introduce you. This is my best friend Doran and my best friend Jack. And Jack and Doran, this is my new best friend Mari.
Hi.
Wow.
Hi.
Very nice to meet you.
I have heard about you.
Have you?
I have.
Doran like approaches, and behind him he's dragging like 2 halves of this table. It's now like in more pieces than it should be, and he just like drops them at his backside.
Very nice to meet you.
One of those projects that just creeps over your entire house until your whole house is the project and there is no...
And Doran approaches and extends a big hand up from down where I am.
Up from his little downness.
Mari's like 5'10", so she's got some height on her.
Yeah.
She's got a strong grip, so it's a good handshake.
Wow, that's quite a good handshake for what are you? A water person?
That's what I said.
Doran?
Close enough.
You look awfully wet.
I look less wet than I did before because I'm less nervous.
Oh,
It's true. When I met her, she was so wet. And we got kidnapped by Zolkin. Did I tell you any of this?
I don't remember the story about Zolk. I mean,
Zolkin? Don't tell me you saw Zolkin.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Mari, I'm so glad you're here. This is Waterdeep. Well, this is a bar, but this place is Waterdeep. This whole city. I can't wait to show you around and get you familiar with all these people.
Yeah, that would be great. I think I lost some time. I got a little bit lost on the way here, but now I'm here. And yeah, I mean, you mentioned there was someone who could help me kind of get started on or get further on my journey and what I'm trying to figure out.
Oh, shit, yeah, that's this guy, Jack. And I point at Jack's face like an inch from it. This is Jack. Mari had some questions about gods and stuff like that, but...
Oh.
Gods. Interesting.
Torin is like, do you guys want a booth or something?
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
Yes. And a round of brews. Just make it 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 6 brews. 6 brews.
He's paying for it with his labor.
I'll
can tell.
send someone right over.
As they head over, I just go over to the table because I also have mending as a cantrip, and I just sort of fix the table very quietly and just head over to the bar.
Nice.
That's going to be so useful to the amount of things Doran tries to fix.
Oh, man. Our bills are going way
Your
down.
clock wasn't cuckooing. It's not a cuckoo clock, Doran. Yeah, well, I put one in there. Dying bird.
I just hold it up and I go, "Is this a cutting board?"
Nice.
It was.
Yeah, so the 4 of you go over to a booth in the corner. Maybe B joins you, and then a round of drinks arrives.
Mari, this is my daughter B.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, nice to meet you too. I feel like, and she's just looking around and she's just kind of recounting what Red told her and doing like a mental note and trying to count all the people. Mm-hmm. She's kind of aware that like something's a little off.
And Red sees this. Yeah, we're down. A friend of ours, Kraloth. He passed away, sadly, but...
B reaches over and she puts a hand on your hand. Right?
Oh, it's okay. You know, it was a natural part of life. And honestly, he went on his own terms, which is about the best anyway anyone can go.
Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Welcome to the Copper Cup, Mari.
Yes.
Is it Mari or Murray?
Mari.
Mari. Okay. Murray. I'll remember that for sure.
To those we've met and to those we've lost.
You hear?
Cheers. So, Mari, thank you for saving Red. That seemed, first of all,
Oh, yeah, thanks.
huge. We'd have missed him.
You're the one that saved Red. Oh, it's all coming together.
My reputation precedes me.
Yeah, remember I said a water person saved me.
Right. I didn't realize that was Mary here.
Mari.
Mari.
Mari. Right. Okay, thank you.
So many syllables.
Longer than usual that he forgot that one, so that's a compliment, really.
So, what brings you to the Copper Cup, Mari?
I've been on the road for a while. I have some questions I'm trying to figure out, but I'm mostly just trying to figure out if the gods are real. And if they are, I think I need some questions answered that only they can answer. Because I am also trying to figure some things out after some loss.
Hey.
Well, I
Sounds like we kind of have a similar thing going on.
yeah. I'm gonna let Jack jump in here because I'm just I'm gonna stop talking because I tend to do this and I'm still learning. So
Shut up, Doran. Go ahead, Jack.
Well, I mean, it's a big question, right? I guess it kind of depends on what you mean by the gods and what you mean by real and what kind of questions you have.
I mean, I have so many questions, but I think the main one I need to know is, are we just pawns in this? Are we just figures bouncing around a table, or do they care? Because I was always taught that they would care and that they would listen. And after what happened, I don't think they do. And now I need to go ask them.
Oh, heavy shit.
Sorry, I realize I'm like turning into a bummer.
No. And I mean, echoing what Jack said, to play devil's advocate, I don't believe in gods, and I don't really think, there's anything out there.
Well, I mean, demonstrably, there are very powerful beings out there who we call gods, who are large and worshipped and grant their followers many fabulous powers and things. On some level, they're kind of just like us, but more.
Gods, they're just like us.
But more.
TM. Join the gods program.
Doran finishes his
Third.
large tankard of ale and
Alrighty.
he sets it down in front of him, and then he kind of ponders to himself, listening to the conversation, and then pipes up. He says,
I don't think they are real. Not in the sense that we're talking about, because we've met some very powerful beings, but I kind of agree with you,
Mari.
thank you, Mari, that I've also experienced some pretty terrible things in my life, and I mean, I don't think a god watching over my back would have allowed those to happen. I mean, that's just my opinion. So, I mean, heck, we're kind of roaming around the countryside. We have some things we have to take care of. You're welcome to join us.
Hey, that's not a bad idea. We're down a man anyway. Mari, if you're looking for a little bit of a purpose right now, especially while you're looking to answer these questions, which obviously are big and, fruitless, then you might as well join us on our quest because, frankly, you're damn powerful. You should have seen the orb-sized orb that she threw into the forest.
Standard size. I think through this, while these guys have all been sort of like talking existentially and sort of trying to figure out this broad question that has been asked, and they're trying to mull it over. Mari's just been sort of sitting there, and she's been sort of holding her ale, and it's all sort of sweating down her hand. And then she just chugs the whole thing in one go, just throws the whole thing back like a frat boy. You said your friend got to go on his own terms. The reason I'm out here is that my friends didn't. And they drowned, and I wasn't there to help them. And I was always told that the waters were kind, and that the waters gave, and that the waters were home. And now they aren't anymore. And I don't know what to do with that. I have been told forever that the love of Eldath was something strong and pure and caring, but I don't know what that is anymore. And I don't even really know who I am anymore sometimes. So I think that I can come with. I am not a fighter, but I have been on the road for so long, and I have been alone for months. And a change would be nice because I haven't had anything answered yet, and maybe this will get me a bit closer.
Oh. Well, you're not alone anymore, Mari. Red puts a hand across the table and grabs your shoulder. She's joining us. That's it. Final said.
I don't know if we can help you find answers, Mari, but we're happy to keep you company while you look, at least.
I don't expect anyone to give me answers, but it would be nice to have some friends again.
I thought Jack would, admittedly.
I think he tried.
Nah, he didn't. It's okay. Even Jack don't know everything. And Red tussles your hair.
Thanks.
If you're trying to meet gods, then I think we're the right people to be with.
Doran's looking around the table.
I mean, After all, we've faced dragons and giants, and we're not done yet.
Yeah, to put a little context on what he's saying, we all met when we headed up north to Nightstone, which is now called Dawnglow, but that's irrelevant. On our way to a place called Golden Fields, we were picked up by a cloud giant castle. It was floating on a cloud, and basically, this cloud giant named Zephyro said that he had been speaking with the outer planar entities and that we were tasked with basically reordering something called the Ordning, which is the caste system of all of the giants that exist.
The part that you might find interesting is that was the great giant god Anam who shattered the Ordning and threw all of these giants, wrecked their whole world, threw it into disarray. And according to Zephyros,
Jack, we haven't actually heard from Anam. We only heard secondhand that it was
That's
from
right.
Anam.
But if we do this and we get to meet Anam, then he might be buddies with whoever your god is.
Hey, that's true. There is a giant god that was supposed to get to talk to at some point.
What's the name of your god, Mariah?
Mari.
Oh, right. Sorry. Mari. Yes.
Mari, you idiot.
I'll remember.
Eldath.
Eldath. Okay.
But yeah, after that, we've basically been cruising around Faerun trying to find our way, and just before you arrived, we found out the location of all of the giant strongholds other than the one that we've already completed, which is the Hill Giants, and from what we've heard, each of them holds one of these, and Red reaches into his bag of holding and pulls out a magic conch. These conches, when blown, will bring us to the court of the Storm Giants. And there, we are hopefully going to do something. We don't really know. But anyway, we're looking for those right now. The long and short of it is that we could use your help. Bee has already agreed to join us, and she is hella talented, but we have like 5 places in this world that we need to head to, defeat the giants there, and take one conch from each of these locations. And Red waves his hand, and a really shitty version of a map of Faerun just pops up on the table.
It's like drawn in crayon.
So wait, where are you going?
In our infinite wisdom, and Jack points to a spot in there, and a very nice picture of Loudwater pops up on Red's map a little bit less crudely. We're going to start in the middle of winter at Loudwater and march all the way up into these mountains here, the Grey Peaks.
And as Jack's talking, my shitty map is just floating up through his again. I'm like nudging up a little higher.
And try and find a place called Deadstone Cleft where the stone giant Thane is. And it's a tricky hike in the middle of summer, so I hear, but we've got a local, right, Dorian?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I've only ever really heard of it. We weren't allowed to go there. It was a very dangerous spot, even for the most experienced of adventuring dwarves. You see, Deadstone Cleft. Just listen to the name of it, Deadstone Cleft. I mean, what the hell? I mean, you might as well call it Dan's Peak, damn it.
So basically, the stone giants, and there are hill, stone, cloud, storm, frost, and fire giants. So there are 6 giants. We've defeated the hill giants, and that means there's only 5 left.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, your favorite enemy is giants. Did you want to lay a little bit of, like, deets down
Let
for
me
him?
lay a little detail down on these giant bad boys.
Drop some block rockin' beats.
So the hill giants are here, and they're here to stay, and then
Mari's ordering another beer. Just like, I think I'm going to need another one.
Yeah, we do that to people.
like the stone giants, they can meld with stone. They can go right through the ground. The cloud giants obviously live in a cloud, and their castle actually moves around a little bit. The fire giants are very, very tough, and we actually encountered one, and they were looking for a piece of a giant robot or something. I don't know about that. And the ice giants, well, we met one of him, and he was nice, but he's dead now.
No.
Yeah. At the hands of a dragon.
And they were like kind of Viking-y people.
Been a rough week.
No, it hasn't.
There's a lot of death. Just a heads up. There's a lot of death,
But not with us, party. Not with that we got Mari.
If you're tuning into season 2, be forewarned. There's a lot of death.
You have Revivify, right? Tell me you have Revivify.
Mari just sort of squeezes her hair into an empty cup. It just fills up.
And Red drinks it.
Oh.
Didn't realize that was your hair.
Is that like sweat or
hair water.
What's the analog
Salty?
there?
No, I think it's just water, but as to where it's coming from, I can't tell you.
That was delicious.
All right.
She's freshwater.
Okay, so she's a freshwater.
Freshwater Genasi.
So we can survive off your hair if we needed
It's
to.
isotonic water, so it's like 0.9% salt.
Yeah,
It is kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
lake water, like when you're in the lake and you just like taking a big mouthful and you're like, oh, and then you just like spit
Yeah.
out a piece of fish.
Oh, yeah.
Love it.
Torin swings by the table and he's like, "Did you guys want something to eat or?"
Yeah.
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
Bring out some charcuterie.
Sure. Sounds
and how
great.
about a leg of lamb and some potatoes?
Charcuterie for the table and lamb and potatoes for you, Doran, of
Yes,
course.
and 3 more pints of ale for the table.
usual, I guess, is,
No problem.
is what we're settling on, huh?
As Torin is taking your order, a harried-looking man enters the copper cup. He's a human with pale skin and blonde hair, gray, worried eyes, and a scarf just kind of draped over his neck absent-mindedly. He casts a glance over the entire place, taking it all in, before moving from table to table, speaking to each patron in turn.
So Doran, like as he's drinking a beer, he holds the empty mug up to his face. He's like,
If he wants money, just tell him you're poor.
I don't think it's that kind of place, Doran.
Anyway, so yeah, that's basically the skinny. And honestly, I'm really glad to have you on team. So, I mean, we just need to decide when we want to roll out of here and basically start this next leg of an adventure.
I was hoping we could celebrate midwinter in a day or two here and then leave, afterwards. It's sort of tradition to start a new thing on midwinter. That's kind of the, whole deal of the holiday, and then I could stay.
I'm into
for
that.
the holidays.
And you know what, Doran, anyway, I want to get you a magic tattoo because let's not forget there's also some assassins after Doran.
Yeah.
that we want to
Yeah.
get you disguised.
Mari's drinking another beer and she goes, "Do you want to see something cool?" And then she uses Druidcraft again to be like, "Tomorrow it's going to be clear out," because you can use it to predict weather.
Nice.
ah.
A little glowing orb.
You control the weather?
Oh, finally.
No, I don't control.
Well, but sunrise will be at 6:05.
That I don't know.
This pale man comes over to the table and he's like,
We're poor. Sorry.
As we're glowing with magic items.
"Have you seen a man recently with silver hair, very handsome?" There's like some tears shining in his eyes. Torin comes back over to the table. He's like, "Oslid, I'm sorry. I told you we would keep an eye out for him. You're unnerving my patrons. You can't keep coming back in here."
So you're not looking for money.
Who's he talking about?
Remy Arbor, he's my boyfriend. Remy wouldn't just disappear without telling me. And someone told me that they'd seen him here just a few days ago, and I don't have any fresher leads. Please. Last time I saw him, dressed sharply, in his mid-60s.
Where did you last see him?
The last time I saw him, we were in a restaurant together, but this was almost a week ago.
And someone told you they saw him here?
That's right. Have you seen him?
No.
No.
I think we're all kind of feeling a bit the same. Should we?
Yeah, it's kind of awkward that you walked right up to our table. Let's be we're all thinking the same thing. You just kind of came right up to us. We're in the middle of eating our charcuterie.
I'm sorry, you guys just have like some cool weapons and stuff. It looks like you could probably be like adventurers.
Yeah, we're cool.
And like ready to help a guy
Fine.
out.
Oh,
We got to wait around a few days anyway. I
Wasn't too
suppose.
long ago. This was a bit of a rougher neighborhood, and hopefully the clientele the Copper Cup is drawing is turning things around. But maybe we can do our part a little bit while we're here.
Remy lives just a few blocks away, just close to the water. It's kind of a shady part of town, and I've been there a few times, but usually we hang out close to my house in the North Ward, and maybe if you could go and ask around for me, you might have a little bit more luck.
part of me almost wants to just do an insight check because I'm just
Do
like
it.
a little.
Yeah.
Do it.
Roll it.
23.
Whoa.
Nice.
I know what I'm good at.
Wisdom in a tall blue package.
It's insight and not anything that involves me doing a strength check.
Welcome to the club.
Ew.
Join
Yeah.
join the team. Based on his red rhymed eyes, it's clear this man has spent some time crying recently. you would ascertain that his story is correct so far,
All right.
at least from his perspective.
It sounds like an adventure. We're in.
When they saw him here last, what was he doing?
Good question.
Looking for a ride out of town.
He was
Trying to dump
talking
me.
about how much he wanted to leave. Never return.
I really hate my boyfriend. I should dump him.
How much I was stalking him, and
He's talking about how he could enforce his restraining order.
He was having dinner with some people that I didn't recognize the description of.
We'll help you. What's his address?
Gives it to you. It's one.
No way. 123
I was just
Fictional
going to say
Avenue.
123 Fish Street.
Ah, I love the Fish Street.
That's down by the grocery store.
Down by Barrel.
It's down by the bay, you know, where the
Barrel
watermelons
Way.
grow.
yeah.
Weirdly enough, the driest part of town.
Fish Street.
Yeah, what the hell? Let's do it. We'll find your friend Osgood. Why don't you hang out here, get yourself a beer on us, and I guess you can eat our charcuterie.
I slip a sausage in my pocket so I can eat it later.
Red gives 2 big thumbs up and then gestures to grab one for me too.
Yeah, I grab another.
I go and give Torin a quick hug and a kiss and just say, look, we'll take Doran out of your hair for a while.
Thank you.
I understand it's getting a little rowdy.
Yeah, they're the worst, Red says, really close to Torin all of a sudden. Torin, don't worry, we'll get rid of him. His breath smells like fish. He's like, all right, bye, Torin, talk to you soon.
You keep that leg of lamb nice and warm by the fire.
And as he points down at the fire, he sees the table that's now perfectly fixed and back in order. He's like,
And don't... Hey, wait a minute. I did a great job at fixing that table.
Thank you once again to our wonderful Patreon supporters, Alexander, Ruku, Lost with Two Faces, Matilda Rushing, Lida, Chelsea Chong, KR, Sky, Creature, Regan, Michelle Conn, Heather Nichols, Alexander Reed, Melanie Shen, Artistic Witch, Brian Blas, Lars, Gray, Bryn, Daniel, Tara, Doug, Mary Kaniski, Merlin, Christopher Ryan Evans, Mitchell Cadwell, Colin Burkhardt, and Michael and Brianna Weber. Thank you so much! Whew. There are 6 big giants and are here to stay. Better watch your back, cause they're here to slay. The hill giants aren't too troublesome yet, though they smell real bad, they're not much of a threat. The stone giants are the next on our list. They can meld through rock and they're usually pissed. Fire is hot and so is this lot. They have bad tempers so you don't want to get caught. Frosty giants are a real cool group. They enjoy ice fishing and fish head soup. The cloud giants float on castles up in the sky. If you meet our friend Zeffy, tell him we all say hi. The stone giants, we don't even know how they look, but we know that they're the baddest cause the name of the book. I hope you like the song and the show Dice Shame, cause season 2 is better, yet still more of the same. See you soon!
Nice.
Another.